Hello, we are Hunter x Hunter Institute. Thrilling and unexpected foreshadowed scenes are part of Togashi's signature. What is the most memorable one for you in Hunter x Hunter? The genius manga artist Yoshihiro Togashi has fascinated his readers with his many spectacular foreshadowings. This time, we would like to introduce 7 such concealed hints in Hunter x Hunter that made our jaws drop. We hope you will enjoy them like us. 1. The World Tree. The World Tree first appeared in Chapter 66 of Volume 8 of the manga. When Gon returned to Whale Island after completing the Hunter exam at the Heavens Arena, Mito gave him a box that Ging had entrusted to him. This box was designed to open when Nen was used, and inside was the Greed Island ring, a ROM card, and a tape recording. When Gon played the message, it said, "I don't want to see you," and a huge tree that extended above the clouds appeared in the background of the recording. At this stage, we don't think many readers were particularly aware of this tree, but in Chapter 338, 273 chapters after its appearance in Chapter 66, the true identity of this tree was revealed. According to the tour guide, this tree is called the World Tree and is 111 mile high. Gon, understanding that Ging is at the top of the tree, climbs up to the top, where, for the first time in the story, Gon and Ging have a proper face-to-face conversation. Gon then learns the truth about the World Tree from Ging. This World Tree is a young tree of the known world that had stopped growing due to lack of nutrients. Even if a total of 3,000 people a year try to reach its top and only 30 of them make it back safely, this tree is apparently considered a sapling. A fully grown world tree takes root in mountain ranges, sucks in magma, and grows even beyond the atmosphere. Those world trees are located in the Dark Continent, which is outside of the known world. In other words, right from the beginning of the story, in Chapter 66, Togashi already had a story plan for the Dark Continent arc. This detail was finally revealed after 10 years. When you read the conversation between Gon and Ging, we were all amazed that Togashi had already planned the story this far in advance. We are sure that he has planned many things beyond the War of Succession arc. 2. Nigg's real identity. This was revealed by Gon at the end of the Greed Island arc. The names of the people you meet in the game are recorded in the Greed Island's book. The first person that Gon met on Greed Island is Gorenu. However, Gon's book recorded the name of an unidentified person named Nigg before Gorenu, since if you rearrange the letters of Nigg, N-I-G-G, you obtain Ging, G-I-N-G. Gon realizes that Nigg is an anagram of Ging. From this, Gon assumes that he came to Greed Island with Ging when he was a baby. When Gon and Kurapika looked up Ging on the cyberspace at the end of the Hunter exam, we can see on the panel that the spelling of Ging was G-I-N-G, and so close to N-I-G-G. Many readers may have been surprised to see Gon noticing this, since it is more often Killua or Kurapika who pay close attention to details. As it turns out, Biscuit was right. Gon's obsession with meeting Ging is really strong. 3. The power of post-mortem Nen. The first time we become aware of the existence of post-mortem Nen is in the conversation between Gon and Finks at the auction house at the end of the York New City arc. When Gon asks Finks why the Phantom Troop has stopped pursuing Kurapika, its existence was revealed. If Crollo Lucifer kills Kurapika while Kurapika's Judgment Chain is activated, post-mortem Nen may cause the Judgment Chain to remain even if Kurapika loses his life. The Nen of the Dead is so strong that there is a possibility that even Crollo's body and mind may be damaged by it. After this, the mention of post-mortem Nen did not appear in the story for a while, but it did appear at the end of the Chimera Ant in Volume 29, after Neferpito was killed by Gonsan. After their death, Neferpito's ability, Terpsichora, became stronger due to post-mortem Nen. And even though Neferpito was just a corpse, they managed to rip off Gon's right arm in order to protect their king, Meruem. The hints on the power of post-mortem Nen in Volume 13 were finally revealed, and we could witness how powerful it really is. Later, in the Hisoka vs. Crollo battle, Crollo used the Sun and Moon ability, which was also enhanced by the Meteor City Elders' post-mortem Nen. Hisoka was also defeated by Crollo, and we all thought he had died, but Hisoka was revived by post-mortem Nen and continues to appear in the story. In the War of Succession that is currently taking place on the Black Whale, the ability of the second prince, Camilla, is Cat's Name, which activates after her death and is used to resuscitate her by stealing the life energy of her attacker. In addition to this, it would be interesting to see if the Nen Beast ability of the 10th Prince Kacho, which also activates after death, is somewhat linked to this foreshadowing. All of the Nen abilities that have appeared so far are very powerful, so we are looking forward to seeing how they will develop in the future. However, we hope that the powerful post-mortem Nen will not be overused. 4. Gungi games. Gungi is not just a board game that Meruem and Komugi were playing, but it predicted many of the things that happened in Chimera Antark. The first hint was a technique that Meruem named Detached Castling, which is actually the same as Kokoriko, a technique which Komugi had already invented and that appears several times in the story. In this technique, the king piece becomes isolated on the board, and here we can see a direct parallel between the king in Gungi and King Meruem. In other words, this means that Meruem will be isolated. In fact, due to Zeno's ability, Dragon Dive, Meruem was separated from his guards and ended up isolated. Thus, the fierce battle between the hunters and Chimera ants was foreshadowed by every move of Meruem and Komugi's Gungi and Meruem's words. When Komugi made the Chushoshin move, Meruem's defeat was decided. In other words, this Chushoshin was the miniature rose that fatally wounded Meruem. After Meruem was poisoned, he played Gungi one more time with Komugi before losing his life. This time, Meruem played Chushoshin, and Komugi's defeat seemed certain. But Komugi's move, 462 Shinobu, turned the game around. Meruem, the king, was saved by Komugi, the shinobi, when he should have been defeated by the miniature rose. It can be interpreted that Meruem was not on the road to death, but was born for this moment to meet Komugi. When we first noticed this, we were really excited. At the end of chapter 339, after Gon and Ging were reunited, and before the Dark Continent arc began, there was a scene where Meruem and Komugi were shaking hands while each hunter's present situation was being described. Next to them were the pieces of the king and shinobu. From this point on, it became clear that the king piece represents Meruem and the shinobu represents Komugi. Here at Hunter x Hunter Institute, we think that this is the most impressive hidden message of the story. 5. Neon's prediction. In the York New City arc, Neon predicted Krololusilfer's future with the lovely Ghost Rider. You could head to the east to find a new companion. If you are not sure where to go to the east. There must a person waiting for you. This was deciphered by Sean arc in the middle of the Greed Island arc. East refers to Greed Island, which is directly east of York New, and the person who waits refers to an exorcist. Upon realizing this, the Phantom Troop members understand that the exorcist is on Greed Island and use Kaluto's ability to find Abingane, the exorcist. This was the moment when readers must have felt that Neon's lovely Ghost Rider is like a cheat ability among all the Nen abilities that have come out so far. 6. Welfin's name. Welfin is a Chimera Ant Division commander. He is a skeptic and his Nen ability reflects his character. His Nen ability, Missile Man, is to select a target, load a question or order in the missile, and attack anyone who lies or disobeys the order. And once triggered, it continues to attack the target until it is hit. When the Missile Man hits the target, it implants black centipedes in their head, which grows by feeding on the subject's act of defiance. Although Welfin is unaware of it, the centipedes react to Welfin's feelings, and if he is honest, the centipedes disappear. The scene where Welfin, who was skeptic as always, starts to speak honestly to Ikalgo was very moving. Welfin was originally a member of NGL, which was destroyed by the Chimera Ants, and he had a grudge against them as he has memories of his previous life. Welfin was found by Meruem and interrogated by his powerful end that sees through everything. Facing its overwhelming power, Welfin knows he is going to be devoured, but aware of his inevitable death, he says a word that he would not normally choose for his last word. Komugi. Meruem, who was almost killed by the explosion of the miniature rose, Poor Man's Rose, after the fierce battle with Netero, had lost his memory of Komugi. However, Welfin's words reminded him of everything, and he plays a final game of Gungi with Komugi, bringing the Chimera Ant story to a close. Welfin comes from the words well and fin, In Japanese, it means to finish well. Just as his name implies, Welfin ended the Chimera Ant arc well, and with a very different appearance, as if he had aged more than 100 years in an instant. As always in Hunter x Hunter, it was one of the best plot twists, as one of the Chimera Ant commanders was actually a super important character. This is also happening in the War of Succession arc with the soldiers and workers. One of the things that makes Hunter x Hunter so interesting is that even the supporting characters play such an important role. 7. Ging and Kite's names. Kite was killed by Neferpito, but he made a shocking comeback as a red-haired girl. It was revealed to Gon by Ging during the chairman election arc that it was due to Kite's Nen ability. Ging was Kite's teacher. Kite's crazy slot has a number that can only be picked if he is desperate to escape a deadly situation. The fact that Kite was reincarnated is probably due to this ability. There is a healing crystal called Zinkite, which is Jinkaito in Japanese, and whose meaning is revival. It is said that both of their names originate from here. How could two names that have appeared since the first chapter of the story be connected in such a way? If this is true, then Togashi is indeed a genius. These were our top 7 thrilling foreshadowed scenes, but how much did you know about them? Here's a summary of what we saw today. 1. The World Tree. 2. Nigg's real identity. 3. The power of post-mortem Nen. 4. Gungi games. 5. Neon's prediction. 6. Welfin's name. 7. Ging and Kite's names. It was a masterpiece among masterpieces. All of them gave us goosebumps, but we were most impressed by the secrets behind the Gungi games. What is the most memorable one for you in Hunter x Hunter? Tell us in the comments below. We'd be very happy to read them. To all of you who always watch our videos, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to discover more exciting moments of the Hunter x Hunter world. See you in the next video.